everyone, it's John from What Up, and welcome back to another video, and happy Wheel of Time Wednesday. Now, those of you who don't know what Wheel of Time Wednesday is, it's a Wednesday where we get Wheel of Time news. It started long before the first season of the show released. It was usually the first Wednesday of every month, and then it became every Wednesday pretty much for quite some time. But it's been a while since this happened, but last week, Rafe Judkins posted a video for Wheel of Time Wednesday, and it was pretty neat to see some things prior to the big reveals of JordanCon over the weekend. Now, today being Wheel of Time Wednesday, I figured I'd post a video of my own in case we didn't get anything official, and it has to do with the release date of Season 2. So if you're new to the channel, you don't know what we do here, we cover Wheel of Time show news. That is pretty obvious at this point, I think, but we cover everything from the mundane to the fantastical to the little insignificant tidbits that nobody else notices to the real big official releases to rumors to set videos to pictures. If you like that sort of thing, of course, subscribe to the channel, but like the video as well. Share it around. I am trying to hit 20,000 subscribers before the second season comes out, which I think we now have a time frame for that. Like I said, we'll talk about that in just a minute. And We've got a good jump on it in the last few weeks, so again, thank you very much for all of you out there who have subscribed and liked the videos. I really appreciate it. I'll never hit 20,000 without you folks. So the question we're asking ourselves is, when is it going to release? Do we have an exact date? No, we don't. However, we have a time frame, and that's exciting in and of itself. So if you remember way back when Season 1 was airing, we were talking about the release date of Season 2 then because we were all very excited about the show, and we were hoping to see Season 2 sooner rather than later. And my sources close to production were telling me at that time that we would likely see it Q1 or Q2 of 2023. Now, I didn't believe that. None of you folks believed that. We were all completely aghast at the idea of waiting that long to see the second season. Yet here we are, almost in second quarter of 2023, and we don't even have a release date yet. No marketing, no nothing. It's been not crickets. I mean, they've been ramping up things here and there. We've seen a few releases in the last couple of weeks. Rafe Judkins has done his What Wednesday, stuff at JordanCon, some castings. So they are starting to ramp up, but we have no official marketing campaign really hitting hard. We have no release date, so we're not really sure when we're going to get it. I've theorized in some of my other videos that we would likely get it the same time frame that we got Season 1 in November. Reason being is because then they can do Wheel of Time 1 year, Lord of the Rings the next year, Wheel of Time the next year, Lord of the Rings the next year, sort of leapfrog one another. So they always have a major fantasy epic happening in the fall, and it gives them plenty of time to do post-production, polish things up, make sure everything looks pretty and nice for the screen, so not releasing something subpar. And fantasy fans are happy because generally people who watch Lord of the Rings are watching Wheel of Time and vice versa. So there would always be something for those fans in that time frame. Now, that was all conjecture. Recently, Harriet McDougal and Brandon Sanderson were on a Twitch channel. Now, the Twitch channel was Captain Popcron. If you don't know who he is, I've left a link to his Twitch channel down below in the description box. They had some interesting things to say about the book series and the show. Now, the whole interview is about 2 hours and 20 minutes long, so it's quite lengthy, but if you want to watch the whole thing, it is linked down below in the description box. But the interesting part when it comes to the Wheel of Time show happens at about the 36-minute mark. Harriet McDougal is talking about the resurgence of the Wheel of Time. Now, Harriet, being the editor of the Wheel of Time and Robert Jordan's widow, has been a staple of the fandom since day one. She has been the rock of the Wheel of Time fandom for a very, very long time. So when she talks, the fandom listens. Now, when she was talking about this, she talked about a resurgence in book sales, talked about the show a little bit, and then she mentioned this. She said there will be a Season 2 of this series out sometime this fall. Then she walked it back just a bit, I think, when she realized what she said, and she goes, I'm not sure about that. They're keeping it very tightly under wraps. So, could it have been a simple slip of the tongue? Could it have been that Harriet does know something? And if anyone is to know something, I would bet lots of money that Harriet does, because she is involved with the show. Are we getting it this fall? That does go along with the leapfrogging idea between Lord of the Rings and the Wheel of Time. So chances are, I would say, it's probably very likely. Now, a lot of people, including myself, had initially thought maybe June of this year to tie in with the release of the Dragon Reborn audiobook by Rosamund Pike. But as we're almost in May, and we've seen no marketing yet, June is pretty much right out. I don't think we're going to see it in June at all. That's not likely because they don't start marketing a month out for things like this. The big fantasy stuff, we'll see it probably teaser trailer, release date a couple of months out at least, probably 2 months. So if we're seeing it this fall, that means that in August, September timeframe, we would likely see a trailer, we would likely see the release date announced, we would like to see ramp up in marketing, some interviews, the planning. If there is one this year of a blue carpet, we're not entirely sure if that's going to happen. It did for Season 1. I don't know if it will for Season 2. And that was kind of a big deal. They invited a bunch of content creators, a bunch of people from the fandom, a bunch of the cast the production team, some of the crew, and they all went and they get to view the first couple episodes in a big theater in London, and it was a huge spectacle, kind of a big deal, and it was very, very cool, and it was a really good marketing tool for the show at the time. I don't know if they're going to do that for season 2 or not. I haven't heard anything, but if they do, I'd like to go this year. That'd be very nice. I didn't get to go the first time. Now, let me know in the comments down below what you folks think about what Harriet said. Is it a slip of the tongue? Now, you can go listen to it. She sounds just a little bit flustered afterwards, but that could be because she realizes she said something that she doesn't 100% know as truth, or it could be because she realized she said something that she wasn't supposed to say. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, if Harriet's saying this fall, the likelihood of it being this fall is probably pretty good. So let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Do you like the idea of Lord of the Rings one year, Wheel of Time the next year? And if you're a Wheel of Time fan, do you watch Lord of the Rings? I think Amazon is banking on that, and vice versa. Let me know in the comments down below if you watch both shows. All right. Thank you so much for sticking with us here to the very end. Happy Wheel of Time Wednesday, and here's to many more.